Hey, how's it going? It's Dan from First In Emergency Products. We're all the way out here in Connecticut with Mike Skelly of Precision MobileElectronics. Mike?
How are you, Dan?
Doing good, how are you?
Good.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Precision MobileElectronics.
Yeah, so we started in 2008. I started out of one bay at my father's automotive shop. In 2021, I hired Derek Broadmeyer. He's our lead technician here. We quickly grew into another space, which was just up the road from the original shop. And then just this past April, we moved into this new 8,000 square foot facility in Danbury. We hired another tech about a year ago. He's been with us for about a year, Nick, and you know, we're rapidly growing. We couldn't do it without great vendors like First In to support us.
I just wanted to pick your brain a bit about like what areas you serve and like what departments you guys mainly help out.
So we currently our customer base is probably as far south as Norwalk, and you know, as far north as Washington, Connecticut. We have some customers up there. And then, you know, we do branch out into New York State a little bit, because we are very close to the New York border. Primarily, I would say 75% of our business is fire and EMS and public works. And then the remaining 25% is police departments. And we're working on broadening that base in the police market currently. This is the main shop area. It's a little over 5,000 square feet. So this white Durango, that's a K9 unit for the town of Brookfield. This other black Durango here is getting repurposed into a chief's vehicle for the town of Ridgefield. It's got a First In floor in it. This is a EMS supervisor truck for the city of Danbury. It's getting all the goodies from First In. We got a full cabinet going in the back with dual whiteboards and a aluminum slide-out tray in the center. This department, ever since we started doing work for them, you know, all their EMS fly cars are First In. We do their consoles, cabinetry, electronics trays, you know, depending on the vehicle. You know, they really love your product, so that's been a staple for them. Moving in towards our showroom and office area, and you can see we stock some First In consoles. I have a console in stock for 2025, 2500 to 3500 Chevy. You can see we have some face plates up there that we had swapped out for customers. You know, everybody said, oh, you know, once I have the faceplate cut out, you know, I'm married to whatever radio got cut in it. Whereas, you know, with other manufacturers, all I have to do is swap out the metal piece. Well, for relatively inexpensive, if you're doing a full radio upgrade, they already have everything's on file. Give them the new radios, they work their magic. You know, everything is custom tailored. It's like getting a suit. So that's, you know, what we try to tell. I have a whole questionnaire, you know, that we tell, you know, that we give to our customers, what they want for functionality, what they want, you know, what do they think maybe that they'll add in a year from now. And your product always helps with that, because like I said, how easy it is, you know. They're saying, oh, we're planning to do a radio upgrade 2 years from now. Well, for a minuscule amount of money, you know, you can get everything back the way you want it to be down the road.
How did you guys first hear about First In? What was the first contact?
So back in 2016, I built a utility trucks for one of our area departments. They knew that they wanted a slide-out tray. They knew that they wanted a cabinet and a console. And we were looking around, and I kind of really wasn't happy with a lot of stuff that was out there. A lot of it was carpeted. You were going to put it in the back of a utility truck. I just didn't think it was going to hold up. So, you know, I had gotten to messaging around in the Facebook groups and everything, and a message goes off, and Ryan Dodd. And it, you know, he's like, hey, Mike, you know, I see what you're doing out there, and you know, we'd like to, you know, give us an opportunity to put a spec together for you. So that was the first truck. We got it. We were super happy with it. The department was super happy with it, and then we did another Chief's truck after that, console and cabinet, and it was actually one of the first red cabinets that you guys ever did. It was actually made it into your catalog, and that was, you know, that was the talk of the town. Everybody thought that was the coolest thing. Red cabinet matched the red truck. had all the red and black accents to match the truck. They loved it. That truck's still in service. The cabinet still looks like brand new. When you're a small upfitter, very, very difficult to get in and be competitive with the larger shops, because the larger shops get the huge discounts on everything.
Yep.
And you're just trying to get your feet wet, and then you got to buy through somebody else who winds up being a competitor, and then they wind up taking the job from. It's like, it's a whole big thing that people don't realize. So to be able to, Ryan was like, hey, I'll set you up direct. You can buy direct through us. We're just kind of getting started. So, and I couldn't believe for just getting started, the quality of the craftsmanship that, was coming out of it. And plus you guys were so close, it was just a home run for us. With the exception of some patrol cars, I would say 95% of everything we built at a minimum, if it's getting a console, gets a first in console. And then, if it's getting a floor or a cabinet down the road, we always get the floor. And, some people are, the lead time might be a little long or whatever, but they're always happy that they waited in the end because the quality is so much better. We really don't deal with anybody else for cabinets unless they were, to supply their own or, they brought one in. We'll install it, but we've almost never used anybody but first in. I've been around all the cabinetry. What works, knows what doesn't. What latches are always going to stick on certain brands. And the best part about you guys, you come up with a situation. Hey, something's not working or it's not latching right. Either you guys do a redesign. And we've seen that a bunch of times, where you guys, have always made it better. It's not like, okay, this is the line and this is just the way it stays. I mean, even with like on the Tahoe center consoles, you guys went from the latch that sticks up to the one that's recessed and it pops up. That I'm sure was a customer feedback thing that turned into a design change on your end. And that's, the fact that you guys listen to the customer and, are constantly evolving, that helps us out.
So what trends do you see in the emergency vehicle upfitting industry that you've noticed?
A lot more technology. I mean, we've always had a lot of technology in all these vehicles, but definitely more like, in respect to drones, radio bank chargers, iPads at the front and rear of the truck, TVs. Cradle points, they're putting, 5G broadcasting, Wi-Fi and everything.
Yeah, it's a lot more electric now.
Yeah. I mean, like this has a satellite phone, 5G antenna dual band, all the radio systems, everything's, dual or tri-band, it's just a lot more technology. I mean, we have to have room for all the meters. Even on utility trucks and Chiefs vehicles, I mean, they're carrying all of the gear that a first due engine, for the most part, would carry in the ways of thermal imaging cameras, 4-gas meters, sensits. I mean, you name it, they got it in there, because especially in the volunteer lane, they may not know if they're going to get a full engine out. They might just be first responding in the car, so they try to get set up for every situation that they can. So they're just trying to jam as much equipment in here, and that's the best part about doing custom, is we can say, okay, what do you want to fit, where do you want to fit it? We sit there with tape measures, figure it out. I throw everything at one of your designers, and then they try to package everything in. And so far it's always worked out.
How do our products benefit your upfitting process?
Yeah, ease of installation. Your instructions online are always good. I know always a phone call away if we run into an issue on something. Like I was saying before, on pre-planning, like that cabinet, we had built in a wire chase. So, we know exactly where our cabling is going to run through it. So that's a time saver. I don't have to figure out a way to get the cabling to where it's not going to jam up in the bed slide, and so. And that's that's input on our end to have the foresight to look ahead for that, but also the willingness for you guys to design that into the product. It helps us out dramatically. And then just the durability of it. They're easy to clean. After they're installed, we just wipe them down. They look like they just came off the truck, and that's the huge benefit for us.
Anything you would like to say to our audience?
No, I'd just like to, if I could hand you off to our lead install tech, Derek. He can give you a look at his chief's vehicle for the town of Brookfield. He's also the fire chief for the town of Brookfield, and a utility truck that we just built for them as well with First In Products. And take a look at the product firsthand, and thanks for coming out.
Thank you for doing this interview. I appreciate
You got it.
All right, let's go talk to Derek. What's going on, Derek?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. You are chief, right?
Yeah.
Fire chief?
Yeah, I'm the chief of the Brookfield Volunteer Fire Company in Brookfield, Connecticut. I'm also the lead install tech here at Precision MobileElectronics.
Okay, cool. So you are familiar with our cabinets both from a professional side and as a user?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the ease of install and the quality of product is just second to none. For many years, everyone was buying cabinets that had carpet on them, and they were getting moldy and gross, and they can't fare the weather. Or you buy a metal console and it's 0 degrees outside, and you get in and you have that nice block of ice next to your leg.
Yeah.
It's nice getting into a truck where it's not all ice, and it's nice having a product that will stand the weather.
Of course. Yeah. You want to show me your cabinet real quick?
Yeah. So this is a 2023 Chevy Tahoe special service vehicle. I have a gear safe in here with a command board. We have gear and SCBA compartment in here with custom lighting.
Nice.
Recessed HDP radio mounts. I got a slide out for our incident command board, so I can work out of the back of the truck and be able to not get wet, which is wonderful. And water cans, fire extinguisher, medical bag. We have a rear control head here, so I have some operational items for my emergency lighting. Dual color lights, but it's nice. It doesn't get gross. It cleans up really well.
And it's durable too, right?
It is, and it makes especially on the install side, it makes our lives a lot easier with a product like this. The replacement floor is one of the things we really try to push our customers into, especially if they're not doing a cabinet right off the bat. For us to do our electronics and put them in a safe location. We just had a customer recently who came in, and we're currently building their vehicle right now, a Dodge Durango. They're on the fence whether they want to do a cabinet, and I told them, I said, listen, it's for the marginal money right now, for us to have to go back and redo and pull all the plastic cabinetry out, put in the floor, your stuff will be protected, you have a nice floor to work off. If in a year you want to put a cabinet in, bolts right in.
Yeah, it's all set up.
Right, and you guys have the product, so you know the sizes, so it makes our lives easier. It's 2 bolts, ready to go, and they're out the door. The area around here, a lot of the departments are looking at first-in cabinetry for their vehicles, just because they have the ability to, do full customization. We tell Marianne or Ryan what we need. Our paramedic truck that we just did has a dual slide out. And I said, Marianne, this is the stuff we need in it. These are all the sizes. And she sat down and punched it all in, figured out all the sizes, designed the entire cabinet, fits all our products.
Oh, love to hear that.
Yeah, makes life so much easier. Our deputy chief was very happy with it, so.
Yeah.
But
yes. Yeah, and when you're on the scene, it's important to have these things protected and ready to use at any given time.
Yeah, and a big thing is, especially even the locks and stuff, some of the other competitors have locks that just fail. These, they don't get jammed up. They all slide out nice. That's the thing, it's gotta work every time. We talk about emergency lighting and electronics, stuff like that. It's nice to have, it has to work every single time.
And you also have a first-in console up front.
Yes, and one thing I really love about the first-in consoles is they're very ergonomic. customers have various radios, Kenwoods, old radios, new Motorola's, 6 different types of control heads from Motorola. Wayland, sound off, it doesn't matter. You know, they tell us what their needs are, and we give it over to you guys, and you guys cut a wonderful console. We had some feedback on this model actually, that the armrest on the first revision was a little low. We did an install, like, man, this needs to be a little higher. Brought it back to you guys. This is great. The armrest is the perfect height. It's got plenty of storage in it. Like I said, it's so easy to wipe down. My wife likes the cell phone holder in the middle because that's where hers goes.
Cell phone holder is very popular.
Yeah, cell phone. But like I said, you put your radios, whatever you need in here. We mounted some portable radios on the back and a flashlight charger. Departments are using different types of MDTs. So I have an iPad in front of this one, which will be upgrading to an actual laptop. Once again, it's able to carry the load. It looks really nice and clean, and people really like using the product.
Awesome. And you like using it too.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's my everyday driver, so it's, I really like the product, and that's why, I push for us to start using more of the product in a lot of our newer vehicles. We used to use the metal ones because it was just easy, you just pick and play, and but the people really like the form and function of the first-in product.
And now we're back here looking at the back of the cabinet.
Yeah, and as I said before, like the replacement floors are the key to your guys' success. I have a Chief Series Kuzma monitor here, along with all the Wayland products and our Blue Sea fuse blocks. Everything's serviceable. You take out 2 screws, I can slide the whole panel out here. But when the seat's up, it's totally protected. Nobody's gonna go in there. Nothing's gonna get bumped into. And then obviously, with the smaller vehicles, you have more and more equipment, so what stuff do we need and where can we put it? When we do a little bit slightly shorter cabinet, it gives us all this space in the back to put meters, thermal imaging cameras, bank charger, man-and-machine kit, and a major trauma kit.
Yeah, you got it all pretty compact back here. You got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's, there's dead space back here, but it's very usable dead space, and that's where sitting down with our customers and saying, what are your needs? And going through and trying to come up with creative ways to utilize space. You could make the cabinet the full length, but you don't want to reach in 43 inches. Well, here's stuff that we don't use all the time, but it's in a safe space. You put the seats up, nobody sees it, and it's safe, secure. You don't have to worry about it in an accident, and it's functional.
Thank you for showing us your personal vehicle there, Derek.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
appreciate you guys. Like I said, your product is fantastic, and I'm happy to show off, what you guys have in my vehicle and in our shop.
Yeah, it was great to see both how you work on a vehicle like this, how you can appreciate it from that angle, but then also as somebody who uses it every day, how lived in it feels.
Yeah, and it makes it easier for me to explain to a customer or show to a customer, this is why this product is better.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us today, coming all the way out to Connecticut for Precision Mobile Electronics. We'd like to thank Derek and Mike for taking the time out of their day to talk to us and show us around the shop. If you want more videos like this, make sure to follow us.